Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today, we'll be reviewing the back, delt, and triceps session for the end of week 7. And it's my pleasure to state that I will be changing from top intensity PR seeking weightlifting to a more volume structured periodization block. So for the last 7 weeks, we've been trying to hit PRs, going as heavy as we can on the basic compounds, and been making some nice progress. I was doing back rows with 225s, 245s, max 275s, and we bumped that up to 315. So I've been doing 3 plates consistently for the last 4 or 5 sessions, and so I feel that I'm good there. I don't want to go any higher. It's very heavy, and so reached the limit there. Same thing with the squat. Reached 425 for 4 reps. That's good enough for me for right now. My goal is 500, but there's just nothing to be gained by continuing to push that cart right now. Same thing with the bench press. Bench press is at its limit. Most lifts, I reach my limit for the time being. So it would be a waste of time, in my opinion, to pursue this particular block or periodization. So at week 8, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to start increasing our volume, our training volume. So how do we do that? How do we structure that? In hitting these PRs or going for maximum effort on the top set, we take care not to pre-fatigue our muscles in getting to that top set. So our warm-ups are not very high rep. We don't do 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, and then try to go for our max effort with all our strength, because our strength has pretty much been used up on the way up to that set. But here, since we reached our goal, we're not trying to do maximum weight and even maximum reps with that weight. We're scaling it down to a working range. So we hit the top set, right, with 315. We're not going for 8, 10, 12 and see how many reps we can do with that set. We're keeping it between 5, 6, and 7 reps maximum. And on the way up, we're doing high reps. So with our warm-ups, with 1 plate, try to do 15 to 20 reps. And then with the 2 plates, as many as you can, 10 to 12 reps. If you need to do 275, then, you can do that. But I usually just jump from 2 to 3. And then when I hit my third with the 3 plates, doing 6 reps max, then we do a back off set, back down to 245 or 225. Usually it's 245. And there we do try to do as many reps as possible with proper technique. Now, I've been saying that in the quest for this PR and the maximum strength, a little bit of latitude is permitted with the technique and the form. In this phase of volume, form has to take precedence because our overarching goal has been met of top intensity. So now the other factors are dialed in, namely volume, form, technique, intensifiers such as cluster sets, drop sets, static holds, controlled negatives. All these things are now on the table. This is a fun period to train in. Because you're managing the weight, you're able to do these lifts, and now you turn up the volume. That's the way it goes. So from the back exercise, we went to the triceps line extension, and we reached 8 reps with that 135 pounds, which was at first it was very difficult. Spotter handed it to me. I was flopping all over. I could barely do 1 rep. And then, I stuck with it for a few tries at that first session and managed to get 3 reps, I think. I got 3 reps with that weight, with a 135-pound Z-bar. It was very challenging. It was very heavy. My triceps were very sore the next day just from those 3 reps. So it's been increasing in strength. Now I'm up to 8 reps and pretty satisfied with that. I'm not going to go up in weight with that exercise. What we'll do is increase with another set. So I really don't want to drop the weight on that particular movement. If anything, I would go to a seated triceps extension with that Z-bar, which puts yourself in a disadvantage as far as leverage and puts all the stress on the muscle directly. And that would be a challenge to do that weight with that particular movement. There we moved on to the dumbbell one arm extension. So we've been stuck at 45 pounds for a while, between 9 and 11 reps. And to bust through that plateau, I'm just going to jump up to the 50s. On that exercise, I'm going to go straight to the 50s, even if I can only do 4 or 5 reps. It'll get me, handling the 50s again, getting used to the stress, getting used to that weight, and that's how that one goes. From there, went to I'm substituting the one-arm cable rows for landmine rows. What is a landmine row? It's a T-bar, basically. In this case, it's supported on the machine, and you do a one-arm row. Very easy to do. The angle is very, very, it hits the muscle just so. It's a very exact movement. It's easy to perform. It's, you can put a lot of weight on it and it becomes very difficult. I put 3 plates on, that's 135 pounds for one arm. It was manageable, it was heavy, but still, I didn't feel I was getting sloppy or anything. And it definitely works, the upper back. It's a very, very productive, efficient exercise for the back muscle. The shout out goes to John Meadows, now deceased. God bless him and blessed memory. Wonderful man. Left a lot of good advice, a lot of solid programs. And we lifted this from one of his programs, the one-arm landmine. So we're incorporating that, substituting the one-arm cables, which were providing giving me a lot of elbow stress. So what else did we do? Oh, the delts, the side delt raises. Now, I've been getting a little bit of flack, because I've been uploading my attempts with the 50-pounders, and they say, lower the weight, you're not handling it properly, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I said, look, man, if you're going to get up to this, if you're going to handle those 50-pounders, you have to train for them for a significant period of time until you can manage them. And you don't do that by lowering the weight, you do it by working with those 50-pounders until you can handle them. So I've been pretty stubborn with my position there of handling the 50 pounds, and it's working. It's, I got up to 12 reps today. But to increase the volume on the delt, I actually did lower the weight. I went to half the weight. I went to 25 pounds and did a set of 20s there, like super strict, doing this type of thing, holding it here for a second and just doing everything I can't really do with the 50-pounders. Then I went back up to the 50 pounds and knocked off another 12 reps. And then I dropped it down to 30. So I was mixing it up. The side delts can handle quite a bit of volume. And so it was actually pretty fun to do that. I got 4 sets where I was doing 2 before. But again, I'm not going to go heavier with that. I'm not going to go with 55s and 60s for the time being. I feel comfortable with the 50s now. It's actually doable once I'm warmed up. It's like, okay, this is good. The 50 pounds, I can do them. But then again, to increase the volume, increase the workload, increase the density of work in a short period of time, I'll throw in some lower weights because I reached my goal. Had I not reached my goal, those lower weights would be off limits. Off limits until I actually can perform proficiently with those 50-pounders. Done that, checked off that box. Now we can play around with it. We can, add more volume. So that's really exciting. And as usual, not neglecting the calves, rounded out with 3 sets of calf movements. 2 with the dumbbell raises, 110-pound dumbbells times 30 reps. It feels easy. It just feels very easy. The only way to really stress the muscle on that exercise is to, just really focus on them. I try to do the peak contraction, try to get that diamond shape during the movement and, bang out 30 reps and not rest too long between those sets. The shorter the rest period, the harder it is. Obviously, you don't want to do that when going for PRs or maximum weight, but it is completely legit. And this is what you want to do when you're trying to fatigue and overwhelm a muscle with volume. And calf muscles need a lot of work in a short period of time to grow. That's basically the secret. You can investigate, listen to all the guys that have actually built calves, that didn't have calves, that have really big calves now. That's the way to go. Lots of work in a short period of time. And then they're finished off with the seated calf raise. Got up to 3 plates and at 5 kilo. That's 145 pounds. Super strict, ultra slow, feeling the negative, doing the peak contraction and just jamming that muscle at the end of the workout, and that is it seems to be working. So that's basically it for today, guys. End of PR, searching for PRs, end of maximum weight, the maximum weight periodization block, and transitioning, going over. I don't like that word transition. It's too charged. I'm not transitioning. I'm just morphing from maximum intensity now into a higher volume scheme, and the volume is where it's at. So this is going to be fun. I can't really say how long these blocks are to last, because I had planned 12 weeks, and there's no way I could do 4 more weeks of what I'm doing, because you do accumulate tendon fatigue, joint fatigue. You can get injured. So it's not wise to try to hit maximum weights when you are in a fatigued state. And I'm not even talking about systemically fatigued. If your quadriceps and your vastus medialis, which is the teardrop, are fatigued, they're kind of tired, and you're going to try to do 4.5 plates on the squat, be careful. You're going to hurt yourself. You have to be really you have to be, how do I say it? Not just in shape. You have to have the attitude. You have to be fresh. I guess that would be the word for it. You have to be fresh to be able to do those heavy weights. You can't do them when you're down or fatigued or not concentrating or anything like that. You got to be on point to do that heavy weight and get away with it. So that's all I have to say for this session today. As usual, I always try to make each and every session the best session of my life. This is kind of a philosophy of Mike Menser. And, that's just, I have to go with that. I don't want to waste time at the gym. Every time I go to the gym, it has to be epic. It has to have something that I know helped me to reach my final goal, which is to be Mr. Olympia at 70 years old. I'm facetiously saying that, but in the back of my mind, I want to get to my best condition ever in my 60s. I'm 57 right now. I'm gaining muscle, I'm gaining weight, I'm gaining strength. Nobody's telling me that I can't do this, because I'm doing it. And shoot for the stars, you might hit the moon. And that's my philosophy now. Always striving for excellence, always striving to do the best that we can do with what we have and not waste time. So God bless everybody, and until next time.